Hello, everyone. It is time to find out, can we beat Quadrax with just the varia suit? This, if you're wondering how in the world did I get to, how do you have the base suit and all this? Well, I was doing a randomizer stream a while back, and I did basically the entire thing with just the base suit. And this is the fight I was really scared about doing the base suit with, because there's no bubbles here. There's no way to heal yourself unless you break it. You break like his kneecaps. That's how you can heal. And then I do think you get some off of the antenna phases, but that's why I was a little worried about doing this. So that's why I saved and then came back to this and to see if I can do it. So my biggest complaint was the first phase. The first phase here, he can be very super trolly. He can constantly swap the kneecaps. The kneecaps have, I don't know if it's like every 5 to 10 seconds they swap positions, but it can be very trolly when you get down to the last like two or one kneecap. That's why I was a little hesitant about doing this. There's two different strategies you can do on the kneecaps. You can do one hit on each kneecap, which I didn't do here, or you can do the 2-1 where you break a kneecap each time. It takes 2 super missiles to break a kneecap. And this is another reason why I was hesitant on doing this, because I wasn't for sure, because of how trolly he is. He likes to constantly move his kneecaps, and I figured he would take too much damage during this. And I mean, so far we're doing pretty good. We're only lost 3 energy tanks so far, 2 or 3, I can't really tell so far, and we're almost done with the kneecap phase. So once we break this kneecap, we'll be see, that's what I was talking about. See, I was getting ready to shoot a super missile, and he's like, nope, I'm going to turn into a Beyblade and hide that kneecap, so now you can't hit it. So this was the part I was hating the most, but we got past the first phase. So now in the second phase, for those that don't know, you have to use the echo visor, and there's this antenna in the middle, or on his main body. You have to, I'm pretty sure it's 3 super missiles. It's either 3 or 2 super missiles, but I'm really low on missiles, so I just basically do 1 super missile shot, and then a charge shot, and a bunch of taps. And then over here I do the same thing. I do a super missile and a bunch of taps, but I didn't do a charge shot this time. So, and when you break an antenna, he'll spawn a little minion. It will, I believe it spawns from the head. So, I don't really usually ever pay attention to his little minion. I just completely ignore it. It's not really much of a threat. It usually is it's slow, and it takes, slow and methodical. It takes forever to get to you, so it don't really do anything hindering to you. I mean, it might hit you once, but I completely ignored it. So then when you break the second antenna, he'll spawn another one. I mean, you can technically kill it if you want to. If you need more missiles, or if you're getting low on energy, you can kill both of them, but I never do, because usually it's just quicker just to hit the antenna in the middle and go to the final phase of the boss fight, which is what we're about to do right now. So this phase is also pretty easy. All you have to do is basically swap to the light beam, hit all 5 shots, and instantly stun him. Now, I do not think the echo beam works on him, because I don't think they expect you to have the echo beam right now. So that's why I don't think you can stun him in 1 echo beam shot. But then again, the light beam shoots 5 like little pellets, so that might be the reason why it does more, but I don't know. I went and looked at the damage calculations on how the light beam works, and I didn't understand it. And hole in 1, which I thought was kind of funny. I did a hole in 1, but that's Quadrax. I was kind of disappointed. I thought this would have been a lot harder, but it wasn't. So far you can complete pretty much the entire game with the base suit, but I wasn't really happy with this. I was thinking this would have been a lot harder. So the video might be an extra minute, or might be a little bit longer, might be 2 minutes, might be 10 minutes. So I was wondering, if I can defeat Quadrax, is there another boss I could defeat? Well, you're correct. I actually went and tried Emperor Ing. So, ooh, okay, this fight was the one that really scared me compared to Quadrax. Now, this fight, I thought, okay, there's a lot that can go wrong. You take a lot of damage. There's absolutely no healing whatsoever from this fight. And I was trying to figure out what to do. So the first attempt, I forgot to get ammo, and I was thought because I didn't think how at the time I thought there was an ammo station up here. I don't know why. I've done so many of these runs, and for some reason I thought there was an ammo station up here. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why they didn't put one here. I feel like there should have been one here. Like, it could have been on the other side. I don't know why they didn't put a ammo station here. But the only way to get ammo before coming here is basically going to your ship and then coming here. That's the only way of getting ammo. The only thing you can get from here is more energy. But my biggest problem is, you see, as I climb up the screw attack wall here, you see how much energy I have left? We're not even to the boss yet, and I've already lost basically one energy tank. So we're basically starting this fight with a handicap. That doesn't look very good. So we'll go ahead and give our first attempt here. So our first attempt here, the first phase, I like to use the echo beam because I like to point, click, and don't have to worry about aiming or trying to hit tentacles or anything, because it uses the echo beam as a tracking, so it makes it easier. Now this part here can be extremely annoying. This thing likes to troll, it likes to swap directions, and it takes 4 super missiles to break this, to get it past the Eye of Sardon. This is the part where I was really nervous about, because again, we've already lost 2 energy tanks for this fight, because we start with 1 less. And so I was hesitant so far, but maybe we could get some good luck. So I shoot one, charge up another one, and you gotta watch the laser, because if you hit with a laser, you will get stunned for a good matter of seconds. And I did there. So we lost. Did we lose this one, or did I get past this one? Okay, we got past this one. Now this is the phase that really scared me, because you gotta have. I mean, you don't have to have power bombs. You can do it with morph ball bombs too, but power bombs make this kind of a lot easier, because you see with the power bomb, I could hit more than one. I could hit 2 or 3 of them. And then the other thing is, these little inklings will come out, and they will absolutely destroy you. They'll knock you off. They'll just be such a nuisance. And so that's why I'm using power bombs for this fight. But you can use morph ball bombs, but since we're trying to do this really quickly because we're losing a lot of health, it'd be best to have power bombs. But as you see, they just come over there and almost knock me off, and then I do get knocked off. Now another thing I noticed too is the gas. I thought the gas would have did more damage to you, but I don't think it was programmed to do any damage to you, because technically you're not supposed to have the base suit. You're not even supposed to have the dark suit here. You're supposed to have the light suit, but I digress on that one. So now we're on to the third phase. Now this is the phase that would get me, because this is the most trolliest one. So he closes his eye because that's how he changes his forms. And we're already down to 2 energy tanks, and it doesn't look like this is going to happen on the first attempt, which didn't really surprise me, because there's so much that can go wrong with this boss fight. And I don't know if it's random on like what eye color he gets, because from my perspective, it seems like the dark eye would be the one you would have to actually hit and destroy, or not really destroy, but hit the most with the light beam. The light beam has a shotgun spread. Compare the dark beam, which like a shotgun spread. So we try again. I gave up on that one, and now we're gonna try again. Again, I forgot to get ammo again, so we're going to try this with basically the same setup, but we have a little bit better idea of what we're doing than we did before. Now, the strat this time would be is to basically one phase the first phase. You can do it. It is possible, but it is very hard. Like, you basically have to position yourself perfectly every shot. That's the only choice you get. So now we got to do the echo beam again. Maybe you could do the echo beam on. No, it's better to do super missiles. Super missiles does the most damage. So yeah, basically, this is the part that this is the this part here is kind of hard because you can get hit by the laser if you're not careful, and you always gotta stay in front of the split, and we didn't want to face it. We got close. That was a pretty decent attempt of getting close. But I feel like if you can first phase that, it should make it easier. But then he trolls me by doing this. So now we gotta wait for him to do this, and I'm already down 4 energy tanks. And we're not even to the second phase. So now we should be able to get to the second phase this time. I missed. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. So, back to the second phase. Let's see if we get a little bit better luck this time. Okay, we got 2. We got pop 2 that time. I'm getting chased by an Ingling. Trying to get those to come out. And I waste the firebomb. That's fantastic. Try to get all 3 of these to come out. And then yeah. Yep, there goes that. That ain't happening. So now I have no power bombs. And they can drop one, but it's very unlikely they will drop one. And so now I gotta kill these things with morph ball bombs, which it's not going too well. This is why I said to always use power bombs, because they're so much better. And I'm already down to 4 energy tanks. Yeah. Yeah, this is the reason why I like using power bombs over morph ball bombs. Because these little tentacle things just love to play baseball with you. They just knock you right off and everything. It's very frustrating when you're trying to just get up here and kill them, and you can't really kill them. And yeah, I think that's a wrap. We're already done 2 energy tanks, and we're not even past this phase. So let's, yeah, I gave up there on that one too. So let's cue the 3rd attempt. So then I went back and tried for a 3rd time. And again, for the 3rd time, I actually forgot to get ammo again. But the strat hasn't really changed. The strat is still the same, is to basically one-shot this first phase. They're gonna, like, be able to one-phase this first part here. That is the strat here, is to get it to the... You get past this phase as quick as possible because of the second phase being so super trolly. But it's so far seeing that it's not going to happen so far. But we don't know. I got hit with a laser. So, yep. So there goes that. So I missed so many missiles. And now there's more tentacles here I have to hit. I probably should start dodging that more, because that is quite a bit of health that I'm losing off of that. So I probably should dodge that more often. So now let's see if I can hit this. There's 1. I need 1 more. Don't hit with a laser. And there we go. So now we're back onto the hard phase. This is, so far, this seems like the difficult phase because of the fact of the stupid... this time I try to do morph ball bombs first and try to conserve my power bombs to see kind of if that would help a little bit more instead of spamming them at the beginning of the fight, since I only have 3 to begin with. And as you can clearly see, that's not really going so well for me. So this time I try to trigger 1 and then try to trigger the second one. And I pulled it off. That's good. We got 3 down. That's the best outcome you can hope for. I try to trigger both of these and then power bomb. And yes, we got both of them, so that's pretty good. We're at 4 energy tanks. Okay, good. We're at 4 energy tanks, and we are on the last and final phase. So as usual, the first phase, always try to see if you can get a super missile in that eye, because it's always an instant break. Now, I'm pretty sure it's random what eye color he goes with. I'm pretty sure it is random. So far we got the dark eye. So we got him to a quarter. Okay, we got him past that part there. Um, okay, good. We got the super missile connected, but we got the light eye. The light eye you can only damage with the dart beam, and the dart beam only. And that was a little bit better, but it's still not enough because see how hard it is to hit it with the dart beam. The dart beam you have to basically hit it directly, and that's the fight. Those little light knights, I believe, give you energy, but I think it's a chance. So, yep. Now I'm trying to debate what I want to do. If I want to go back and get ammo, or do I want to try this again with the little ammo I had? So I made the decision that I'm going to go back and get ammo, which is what I did. So now we're on the fourth attempt to now see if I can do this with more ammo. So now ammo doesn't really matter. What matters is not one phase in this boss here. So I messed up on the first missile. And do I mess up on the second missile? I do not. So we got 2 missiles in. There's 3. See, I would have one phased if I didn't miss that first missile. So now I just spam a bunch of echo beams, and I got trolled. So now I gotta get it past this. Come on. Come on. Not playing jump rope here. So now I gotta break all these real quick, because now we're losing. Okay, so just gotta hit one more time in the Eye of Sardon. Or Sardines. See how it just trolls. So I had to go backwards, and he trolled me again, so we are losing a lot of energy here, and yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the part where I was kind of getting to the point where, is this even possible? Because there's so much that could go wrong in this fight that it may not be possible to do this. And so, even with all the ammo that I had, and this part here actually was pretty easy now that I had 8 power bombs, because I just trigger those 2, then forget about them, and then I just spin right here waiting for my power bomb to cool off. I think it's 10 seconds, so I try to trigger him, and I always use a power bomb to try to kill all the inklings off me so they don't knock me off and deal more damage. But as I was doing this, I noticed that it didn't really seem to really make much of a difference, because no matter what I did, I always had 4 energy tanks. So I got to the point where, like, okay, this is when I realized I had to one phase the first phase. This is where I realized it at, was here. Because as you see, I'm already at 3 energy tanks. Even with all the ammo, I still had a hard time dealing with this boss. So at the end of the day, it's not possible. At the end of the day, this is really not possible. The amount of randomness that's in the fight, and just the amount of damage you take, and plus you start with a handicap too. So yeah, this is not really possible, but maybe the other extra 2 energy tanks might have helped. I don't know. We'll have to see if next time if the energy tanks are within a line of the next run I do. But that is it. Um, I don't really know how to end these really well, so I'll just do a magic spell or some nimble bimble